about 3 times.
Hey, Mark, you might want to mention tonight if I forget, but Wednesday night, I guess that's tomorrow night, along about 2 a.m., wind here is supposed to be 50 miles an hour.
Really?
Yes, sir. Along about 2 a.m. I would say Oklahoma City time, so figure 2 to 3 between Oklahoma City and Norman. Wind's supposed to be 50 miles an hour.
And that's 24 or 30 hours from now, Wednesday, early morning Wednesday?
No, early morning Thursday. It's supposed to be Wednesday night. And about 2 a.m. Thursday morning, we're supposed to have wind speed here about 50.
Well, yike.
You know, we were talking, was it at the club meeting Saturday that about what you do about battery backup if you have power failure and all that?
Yeah.
Well, mine got tested today. We had quick power failure here at the house. No particular reason, just had power failure, and my computers were running right along.
So you had a UPS on those?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Plus my laptop here, I'm doing the Zoom right now. Of course, power goes out. It's fully charged.
Yep. That's why the only thing I've still got left to fix in my house is the fiber box. I forgot to go look at that, the OEC's fiber box.
Oh, okay.
To see that's the only thing that's left. Everything else is on battery.
Well, I didn't lose internet either. It's on UPS too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I had a light here. The light that I'm using for the Zoom is hooked up to the UPS. So, so when the light goes out in the room or power goes out in the house, I'm still sitting here with a light and computers running.
Yeah.
And of course, radio gear.
I did that once running a net, and I had my little lights are at home are hooked up from an RV, 12-volt lights from an RV to run off the power supply, and they were still running. The radio still was running, and computer was running, and I was rocking and rolling. And Charlene came over a few minutes later and said, "Power's out." Really? Oops.
Well, my wife did ask me a week ago when we had the same issue, and I was sitting here working on my computer, and she come in and said hers had gone off and was reloading, and wondered why that was happening, and mine was still running along. And I said, "Well, yours not on battery backup." So I may end up having to put her on one too. I always watch when Walmart runs them on sale and go grab a couple of them. You can get them pretty cheap, the good ones. And they usually run them in the fall. And right now with all the kids going to college and going back to school and stuff and needing to make sure they got constant power, a lot of them are buying those up. By the way, since I happen to think about it, I have not heard anything from your friend.
Okay. He said they hadn't gotten any big dates. They haven't gotten in a hurry. So,
well, I got it into him, so
that's the important part.
Hopefully he spotted it.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
Okay.
That was the right addresses. What are you doing?
He's either blessing his equipment or he's
shooting you with this ray gun.
It's either a light or a champagne bottle with a funnel on it. Oh, it's a light. Oh, look at that.
Trying to get rid of these blaring overheads.
Yeah.
That's what I got, Mike. I got one of these clamp-on LED lights that clamps onto the table. Ooh.
Yes.
and and it's just plugged into my UPS, and it shines down on the laptop here and towards me, so I got a little light on me. I mean, you could tell a difference when I shut this off. Look at this.
That's a little bit much here. Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah,
This
And
isn't
so-
working.
So I went back to doing that, so I had some light on the subject here.
put it in front of the. Can you put it in front of you, Mike, and point it back at you?
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Put it behind your computer and everything, and then that way you got light towards you. Aim it downward a little bit, so it's not real bright on you.
No,
That's a real bright light.
it's pretty bright.
You don't have a cover. You don't have a cover over it, do you?
Mike's just a little dim.
How's that?
Right for the end of the month.
Nope. No
Yep.
good. It'll help me type, but that's about it.
I just got me one. You can go. You can go to one of the Walmart will have them, and you can get those clamp-on LED lights, clamps on your table, and plug it in. I'll show you what mine looks like. It's one of these,
Yeah.
and it's LED, and I just clamp it onto the table and shine it down on me here, and away we go.
This is just a bit much
Yeah.
that I have. I think it's 250,000 watts.
That's the blowtorch version.
Yeah. Okay. Runaway transmission. Okay. Well, I come prepared with a question
Uh-oh.
for the group.
Oh, bye. I need to, speaking of questions, I need to bring up my little notepad taking things so I can put notepads in there and let the people that come after us get benefits of our notes.
See?
Yep, here we go. Got your trusty handheld.
I heard you on the net last night. That was kind of cool coming through all the way from the big Michigan.
I am on the air.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, from up north Michigan. You know, I hadn't had this turned on probably for 6 weeks. It came right on and connected to the hotspot.
Yay. What'd you end up getting for a hotspot?
Open spot 2.
Open spot 2?
It you set it up, boom, 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 push go. Now I can unplug it, put it in the closet, just plug it in, and away it goes again. It connects automatically and it's ready to go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't have to go to the laptop and fiddle with connections or the phone.
Was that
your
a Zoom spot?
That
Was that a Zoom spot?
Shark.
Yeah, but the first one, was that a Zoom spot that you didn't have good luck with?
That I had problems with. That was yes, it was a Zoom
Client.
a hat for the Pi. Yeah.
There's Lee. Lee, were you the one that did the Echo link to Nova
one?
Scotia or something? Oh,
Yes, that was me.
I thought it was you. Where'd you hit? Nova Scotia or
Nova
Newfoundland?
Scotia.
Was it?
Or no, Newfoundland.
Newfoundland?
First one I got was Oregon or Washington. And then looking for somebody farther away, I found him in Newfoundland.
We told Mark to make sure he asked tonight so we can get some answers on that.
Yep, I'm ready tonight.
I was trying for New Zealand, but they were asleep while I was on, I guess.
They're usually pretty active. That was a good thought. I didn't even think about those guys. The Aussies and New Zealanders are pretty active on DMR.
Well, you didn't think that when I asked that question that I wasn't going to have a good one for you. I got several.
Yeah, I figured you had some pretty good ones.
No,
That's why-
hey. In all fairness, these are just from today,
Oh,
not last week and not all week long.
Mine was from what? We did this on Tuesday, so it was Wednesday morning. I got mine.
There you
I
go.
emailed you right afterwards.
I did mine today. And I'll give you the ones I got today when we get everybody on. And I asked that, Mark has me ask that question.
I went on to the Alaska Morning Net, and there was
Yep.
nobody on there from Alaska.
Did they record you talking and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, I did too. I beat you on that one. I got in there early.
But I sat there and I'd already made the one contact in, like I say, Portland or Washington somewhere, something like that. And all the people that were on the net were closer. So I was like, well, that don't help me at all. Mark told me about going to Alaska, and there's nobody from Alaska here. That sucks. So then
Which link did you use for the Alaskan Morning Net?
I don't know. Most of the time I was hooking up to Dewdrop In.
Oh, okay.
Because that sounded pretty neat.
Yeah.
And it hooked up to most of the other ones that actually had anybody talking on them. If I clicked on other stuff, it got me to the same rooms that were chatting. So I was like, oh, I just keep going onto that one. And then I'd keep going back and forth to places that, the New Zealand and Australia links, and try to see if I could get somebody talking on there.
That's a good one. You picked up on a good one there. You can just one after another through there.
Yep.
I always forget about that Dewdrop In thing, and that's something that we should push front and center, because
yes,
there's a lot of people there that want to talk, and the Bob show, Ham Nation, the Ham Nation crowd goes over there and fills that up Wednesday nights. Oh my gosh, who told Jeff we were meeting here? We're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Yeah, a little bird told me.
Dang it, the clubhouse is not secure.
Well, Jeff can leave the building,
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Jeff's not in the building, so that's not a problem. Jeff's working something on the radio over there. I don't know what you got going on the little stripes, but
Oh, that's my SDR. It's running on 20 meters right now.
there you go.
looks pretty active too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's been very active. Right now, it's a fraction of what it was earlier.
Oh, Lee's got a card.
I got a card today. Dang it.
We can't see it.
This guy's not letting me do it.
It thinks it's your background.
Go to live
Get rid of that
video.
background.
Yeah, go to live video, and there you go.
W5,
W1.
W1 HMM. I think he was a island on either lighthouse on the air or island on the air.
Ooh,
He does both of them. So just got that in the mail today. Gotta have it here by the computer so I can take and fill out my card and send it to him. Second time somebody sent me the card first.
Oh, I got a good one for you, Lee. When you're on Echolink, you're thumbing down through there, just happened to come across a de-expedition on Echolink that they're using Echolink as well. Make a contact with that. That'll blow their mind.
Oh, that'd be cool.
There's usually several. You just have to catch them at the right time, because some de-expeditions that when they set up all their different ones they're going to communicate on for their de-expedition, somebody inadvertently will set up a laptop and do Echolink with the de-expedition.
Old W1 HMM is Harry M. Mueller from Durham, New Hampshire. Wow.
Durham, New Hampshire.
Hey, did anybody try to work the South Dakota QSOP this
I
weekend?
just figured out what you were trying to say yesterday. that we needed in South Dakota for a worked all states, right?
Yeah.
What a dummy. I didn't even think of that. No.
They had
Mike?
I saw two whole people from, being spotted from South Dakota QSOP, and couldn't reach, heck, I couldn't reach the ladies over at the
Batfish.
submarine. So I couldn't hear anybody all weekend. I take that back. I did a pretty good job. Got a whole bunch of parks on the air.
Cool. No, I didn't even think about that. Last night when I was putting the newsletter together, all of a sudden it clicked into my head. It was like, wait a minute, that's the one we needed for worked all states. So you only heard you only saw two spots?
Only saw two spotted the whole weekend.
Heck of a party there, South Dakota.
Right,
Mike,
somebody even might mention that. I don't know if it was on Scars or not, but somebody, and one of the, either the New to Ham radio or something like that, it's like, I wish people from South Dakota took the QSOP as to heart as bad as the people from Pennsylvania, because there was everybody and their brother from Pennsylvania on the radio.
gee, Mike, that South Dakota, you could have run down the street and shook their hand.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
South
South
Dakota ain't nowhere
Dakota.
near Michigan.
4 states away.
Well,
Well,
that's just been a nice jog down the street.
I could have strapped on my skates, I suppose.
Well, there's Mike made it in. Look at Mike.
There he is.
I was muted so you wouldn't hear me chewing.
Good.
That's all right. We've been listening to Mark chewing on his dinner anyway, so.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm doing too. Dinner.
Yeah.
Well, I'm only going to be on here for about 25 minutes, and then I got another Zoom meeting for the Edmond Radio Club deal.
cool.
And then
What are
when
they
they're
doing?
when they're done, I'll come back.
What are they doing?
Well, they're having their monthly meeting
Oh,
on Zoom.
goody.
Well, tell them I said hi. I used to be a member of the Ears Club.
Okay.
Yep. Well, good. I didn't know they were still doing Monday nights. That's good on them. Good on them.
They usually have a Monday night net. This is Tuesday though, isn't it?
Oh, that's right. It is Tuesday. Jeez.
They do the Monday night net. And then tonight they're having, that was on the radio. And then today is their Zoom monthly meeting.
Club meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark, I can tell you had a hard day.
KI5DAY monitoring Anto.
Yes. I still think it's Monday.
You need a better calendar.
Yeah. Yeah. I just need less crazy days. We're
You just
down. We got a bunch people down in the hurricane, so our days are usually crazy when that happens.
You know, Phil had missed the MacNet on or yesterday morning because he forgot it was Monday.
Oh, I'm in good company then.
Yes, you are.
Are they still getting a pretty good crowd for the MacNet?
Oh yeah, yeah. Anywhere between 25 and 30 participants.
That's
Wow.
great. That's
We had
great.
31 this morning.
31.
KI5DAY.
Yeah. And see, it's Tuesday, so Denny was calling it.
Yeah. Mike, what are you listening to there?
That's the Oklahoma statewide DMR.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I've got 06 turned on over here and I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, KI5DIY or K5DIY. Anybody know him?
No.
No.
What were you holding up, Lee?
I'm messing with my video stuff, and I noticed that when I was trying to hold up that card earlier, It was
Danny.
backwards, so I was turning on and off my mirror video deal here to try to get it to where next time I do that, it'll make it easier for you guys to read stuff like that.
Hey, Danny.
Oh, Denny.
There you go. Oh, what's that pumpkin behind you?
Pumpkin head, that guy is.
It was on. I guess it's on. I got to push the button. No, it's on. Oh, I didn't mute it.
Yep. If you mute it, you have to push the button.
Yep.
Oh, there's Uncle Bill right behind you. Look at that.
Bill.
Good morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's worse than I am, Jeff.
I was just going to say, but you got me first.
I thought it was Monday, so I'm the goofy one.
Well, Carl's sitting out by the interstate.
What group was that, Mike? Oklahoma.
Was it 3140 or however?
3140 is statewide.
Yeah. That's all I've heard all night. So, but if
I
you're
haven't been
on,
on DMR in a while. I got a little tired of it.
KI5HYY is Sam.
hey, I just saw you clicked.
I'm there.
Beep, beep, beep.
Hey.
Clicked you back.
That's what you call a long distance beep.
The long distance kerchunk.
Yeah.
Playing with DMR. Oh.
Was that KI5 DIY?
I think he said DIY.
He's out of Dallas.
Ah. What's he doing on our channel?
I don't know. Especially after last week, I don't think he ought to show back up.
Darn Texas.
Ooh. Yeah, that was ugly.
I didn't get to watch it, and I think I'm glad.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. I cut my fingernails before the game, so I'd still have some.
Yeah, it was some of the worst football and some good football too.
Must not have had much room in the buses because neither team brought their defense.
When's
David,
the
you
last
should
time?
bring extra bus.
When's the last time anybody can remember 4 overtimes?
I didn't know that football players could count that high.
Well,
You can't
They did.
accuse the Big 12 of any having defense.
Well, they still didn't set a record though for overtimes in a college game though.
No,
oh, they didn't.
No, the record still stands at 7 overtimes.
Oh my
Oh.
God. Yeah,
And I was there at that stadium watching that one myself.
Where was that?
Arkansas against Mississippi State.
Wow. That doesn't sound like a game that would go into 7 overtimes.
It did. Well, this was quite a few years ago,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
it was definitely worth the money for the ticket to sit there and see that.
Final score 3-0.
No,
Couldn't be
it was a little higher actually than the Oklahoma Texas the other day,
I would imagine.
and it was tough.
Danny, who are you rooting for there? Can't read it.
Your audio is a little low,
Oh.
Bill.
It's Denny.
That's his Denny's hat. He's rooting for himself.
Hey, Bill, put it on speaker view or click on his box and then pin it and it'll show him on full screen.
Right click and hit pin. Nice.
Yeah.
Don't forget to unpin.
I got this one too.
What's that say? Oh yeah, Denny. Ah,
It's got my call letters on that one. We got a variety of these guys. That Denny's hat is courtesy of Mark Klein.
Yeah, that's right. I found that on eBay.
You picked it up at Denny's on the interstate?
No.
Right next to where Carl is.
That's actually an employee hat.
The Denny's on Slough.
I'm not at the interstate.
Okay.
I don't hear the car. I need cars going by.
Yeah, that's out my back door.
is it really?
I like Carl's backyard sign there.
This is the 12 gauge target.
You don't like Trump, huh? Somebody say something.
I love Trump.
Okay, there's your wait. Yeah, there it is. There's your headlines, Mark.
Yep.
Crazy as hell. Oh.
Yep. I remember that day well.
7 overtimes?
7
Yeah.
overtimes.
Damn.
Who won it?
Arkansas.
No. Arkansas didn't win it. Ole Miss lost it.
They finally got tired. But no, that was one heck of a game to remember. And yeah, that's still a record.
There you go, 58-56. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I told you it was higher than the Oklahoma Texas game the other day.
So that was a safety that got it, right?
Yeah.
Or a 2-point conversion.
It may have been a 2-point conversion. I
Couldn't
think
have been a safety.
because after you start the fourth overtime, you have to, if you score a touchdown, you have to go for 2.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was one game to remember. But I kept thinking the other day that the OU Texas game was going to match the record or set a new one.
7 NCAA and SEC records were done.
Yeah.
Wow, 198 total plays. Good gosh.
You know what the hard part was, Mark, was the amount of time it took.
Oh, I bet. Well, what did the OU Texas one run? That had to run 3, 4, 6, 8 hours, wouldn't it?
It was 5-hour game.
Oh, the OU Texas was 5?
It was 5 hours. I got nothing done all day.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I saw somebody on Facebook says, I'm so old, I remember when football games ran 2 hours. Wow.
Oh, Wayne.
Hey, guys.
Well, there's Wayne. Wayne's room. He snuck in.
I didn't sneak in. I pushed the button.
Oh, you came in the front door?
Hi, Wayne.
Hey, Mike. You got snow yet?
We're expecting some flurries Monday or Tuesday.
Well, keep it up there.
Okie doke.
Well, Mark said we were supposed to be 37 on Friday?
Thursday morning, it's supposed to be 37 here.
What?
Well, but
Yep.
Saturday is supposed to warm up again.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Thursday morning, 37, just northwest of where I am here, which is considered Oklahoma City. It's supposed to have a light frost. And Mark, before I forget it, bring up about that wind Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, about 2 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
50-mile-an-hour winds, guys.
Jeez.
So
Yeah,
you better anchor everything down.
it says Saturday, it's supposed to be pretty nice, but the wind's supposed to blow at 30. But I was planning on erecting my antenna on Saturday.
Saturday's fine. Always put it up in a windstorm. It'll never come down.
Well, but the wind's gonna be behind me and it'll help me put it up. Yeah, I had it setting up on some sawhorses the other day, and it's like 45 feet long.
What happened?
When the wind changed from the south to the north the other day, then it blew it right off the sawhorses. So I had a little bit of damage I had to fix.
What kind of antenna is it, Wayne?
It's a Gap Vertical Titan DX.
Ah,
The antenna's 25 foot, and then I got a mast. So I ran out of daylight Sunday. I couldn't get it put up, but I figured I'd go ahead and put that one up. And since I had all the stuff, I still got to get some stuff together for my G5 RV, but that's going up.
I don't have one of them.
What's that, Denny?
I say I don't have one of them.
No, you just got like 15 or 20 dipoles up there, but it was the same thing.
I got a few beams, a few dipoles, a few verticals. Yeah, we're good.
You need a G5 RV for NVIS.
yeah. That's what they're good for.
And you can talk to Peanut.
Well, there's that Titan DX antenna. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised you didn't ruin a bunch of that stuff.
Well, I don't have the counterpoise attached yet.
Oh.
So it fell over from about 3 foot over onto a tuning rod, but didn't bend it. I just had to put it back in its place. But right now it's sitting on some concrete blocks, so it can't blow over now.
Well, don't say can't.
Can, yeah.
This is Oklahoma.
I know.
Yeah, go out and look Thursday morning after our big wind Wednesday night and see what you say then.
Yeah, well, my biggest problem is that other stuff in my backyard blowing away.
Yep.
Those are the times when I have to put my trash cans in the garage.
Yep. Well, there's Mr. David.
Howdy.
Oh, two Davids. David Denny and David Clare.
Watch it.
Down there. Very
Hey,
Super
I know
dog.
that old fart.
Oh, there it is.
Well, that really narrows it down.
Yeah.
Old part.
I mean, I'm the only one that's not old, so it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of them.
That Yankee. That Yankee up there.
From Southern California.
Uh-oh. Where'd my thing go? Whoops, there it is. I lost my thing.
Lose your thing.
Terrible when you lose your thing. Jeff, you need to clean that up a little bit. That looks as bad as mine does.
Clean up what? The background?
I think you need to add a couple more radios and,
Oh,
straighten up a little bit there.
well,
When you lose your thing.
They're not stacked on top of each other. I'm pretty impressed.
They
Need some
are.
wires hanging down.
Well, that's supposed to be. It's wireless. It's a wireless hobby. So you got
I'd be
to.
worried if they were hanging up, wouldn't you?
I've got enough hangups.
I do too. Ask my wife.
We did.
She made me go to work. So what
No.
are we Elmering? What are we Elmering tonight?
Well, Mike's got a question. He said he came prepared, so he's the one that's
Okay.
got the big question. You got your question, Mike?
Yeah, does anyone have any familiarity with the Ameritron ALS 500, the mobile amp?
No, sir.
It's a 500 watt. It's not really mobile because it's like 19 inches by 17 inches by, but it's like not a huge power. Like I don't need huge power.
I think the
I was
biggest
thinking
issue is power supply to run it.
Well, there's a power supply they sell along with it.
Right.
Just get a big extension cord.
SPS 75, switching power supply, 75 amps, 13.8.
Wow.
And plugs into 110.
Now, isn't there a new B model?
B,
B as in boy.
I don't know.
Can it be DC as well as AC?
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah. Yeah.
Then you'd have to have an inverter if it wasn't.
Well, it's DC, just like a radio is.
Man, I bet at 500 watts, I bet that would suck some power out of a battery, wouldn't it?
80 amps.
Oh yeah.
Keep the motor running.
What?
Keep the motor running.
Yeah.
I'm not using it for mobile. I'm using it on my desktop.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Sorry, did I not say that?
No.
No.
When you say it's a mobile amplifier, we kind of,
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they package it as.
Ah.
But it's big. But no, it'd be for on my desk. I don't need 600,000, 1,500 watt amp. And this is priced okay.
You mean 5 watts isn't enough?
5 is not enough.
Something else must be broke.
I guess Harold moved to Michigan.
Oh my.
So nobody's had one or seen one or knows a friend who has one.
No, I heard somebody. I thought it was that amp that I heard somebody talking about on 20 meters, but I thought they said there was a new B model. Maybe I'm getting my model numbers messed up.
I'm on MFJ site and they don't show a different model.
Okay, it's probably a different amp I'm thinking of. I've never ever used an amplifier, and if you do a little research, you're going to find out that unless you really drastically increase your power, the effect on the opposite end is really not that much.
Okay.
Yeah, the difference between 500 watts to 100 watts to 500 watts is going to be 3 dB gets you 200, 3 more gets you to 400. So it's probably 6.5 dB, which is just a touch over an S unit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sometimes when you think about amplifying your signal, it sounds like it's going to have a lot more effect than it does. So I've just primarily never used them simply because I live in residential areas and I want to keep peace in the neighborhood. But today's amplifiers are clean enough and everything. You shouldn't have any problems really. Although I helped my neighbor discover that she was still using the cordless phone that they were using on the Ark. So yeah. So I suggested that she buy a new cordless phone and she wouldn't have any problem hearing me anymore. And sure enough, she doesn't.
Was that one of those old CB or low band
Yeah, it was one of the old low band.
Oh, geez.
She brought that thing out one day, and she had this snarly look on her face. And I took one look at this cordless phone, and I knew right away what the problem was. So I said, you know, do yourself a favor. I mean, it's not my equipment that's the problem. It's your old cordless phone, and get a new one. So she did, and she's happy.
Well, Mike, the advantage to me on that would be that it's an automatic tuning amp. You don't have
Yeah, yeah.
don't have to tune it for every different band.
I don't know.
Yeah, and it's solid state, no warm up. Typically, you have to have a little bit better antenna match on those solid states, but they don't say much about it.
Really.
I wonder what the antenna match is on that one, because some of those auto tuners, well, that's not an auto tuner, but some of those things will do a 30-to-1 match on an antenna, I think. I don't know what that would do, but.
Well, the amp is not going to tune it.
Well,
No.
it's got an auto tuner built into it, apparently, doesn't it? Somehow that makes it tuned to the right frequency.
Oh yeah, I was thinking something else. Yeah.
Well, it will switch to the band, but it won't.
Okay.
It won't tune. You don't have to tune the tubes because they're solid state.
Okay. So it won't tune the frequency. It'll just
Right.
switch. It'll tune the band frequency, but not the frequency you're on particularly.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It will switch it for a. You just because it's solid state, you don't have to tune it.
Yeah.
But you still have to have a tuned antenna source. And typically the solid state will not tolerate as big an SWR gap as the tubed antennas will.
Oh, okay.
Larry just jumped in. You don't know anything about an Ameritron 500 amplifier, do you, Larry?
No, I don't.
Okay. You can still make up stuff like the rest of us are.
Oh, shoot. I wish you'd get your picture out of the way so I could see your computer screen better, Mark.
Well, I can do that.
I'm just kidding you. I was trying to read the parts of that thing and you were moving it, but you were in the corner. So, there you went.
Oh, wrong one. Okay, hold on.
Left click on his box and choose pin video, and then it'll fill the whole screen.
Yeah, but he was wanting to get me behind the.
No, you're good. I saw what I wanted to see. Thanks.
There you go.
What about the BF Goodrich Long Trail TA Tour tires?
They won't work with an amplifier, will they?
They won't get me out any better.
No.
It probably cost more though than the amplifier. That could be
For 4 of them, it will.
that'd be a good selling point for your amplifier, wouldn't it?
It'd be a good insulator unless you get down to that steel core.
Yeah.
You might
Or it could be a nice inductor for the thing that could start with that.
You might can drill a hole in there and load up that steel core.
Hey, Mike, what kind of antenna are you using that you want to put that amp on?
Dipole, off-center fed dipole.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking at getting a 2015-10 beam as well.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say your money's probably better spent if you have the room and everything. Your money's probably better spent with a better antenna system. I use an off-center fed dipole also in an inverted V installation, and I really like it, but I have very, very limited room here. So if you have the room, you might just do a whole lot better job with putting your money into a better antenna.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
What do you consider a better antenna?
Well, for instance, if he has the option to use a beam over an off-center fed dipole, I would say the beam is a much better choice. So that's, number one, I think that's probably going to give you a better signal improvement than that amplifier will.
And it works both receive and transmit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably say you got to get something up like a beam before you put the amplifier on. Get your game up to a beam before you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just commonly it's pretty well a rule of thumb that you improve your antenna before you worry about spending money on an amplifier and stuff, because honestly I think you're going to get a lot better performance from a beam.
Okay, so I will reiterate this question.
Here we go.
You don't get charged per time, so you're good.
Okay.
What kind of radio are you using, Mike?
7,300.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's good. It's good radio, got a good receiver in it and everything. So how high were you wanting to go with your beam?
I could probably, now we've gone off what my question really was, but I'll go ahead and follow along. I can probably get it up almost 40 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's good for a tri-bander. That's going to be good. So I just think your money is better spent if you can do that. I wish I could, but I can't. So I have to kind of, just work with what I have. But that's just my opinion.
No, I think that's pretty accurate, because just of the physics of the thing, that at some point you become an alligator where you can just talk everywhere and can't hear anything, and that's that next frustrating level. They say here that if the SWR is over 2-to-1, the power should be reduced until the reflected power is 60 watts or less. At 70 watts of reflected power, the internal safety circuitry will disable the amplifier. So whatever, if you've got that long wire or that open fed or off center, you got to be 2-to-1 or less coming into the amplifier. Is that something you can do with the I'm under 2, except when I try to jump on 12 and 17.
Yeah. What kind of OCF antenna are you using, just out of curiosity? Mine is a Buxcom 40 meter, but it works on 40, 20, 10, 6, 2, and believe it or not, UHF.
Mine is the MAF Bush Light Special.
I'm not familiar with it, but I'm sure
They're
all pretty much similar. Go
they're
ahead.
made in Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah, well, it was made in I made it myself with I had a 4-to-1 Ballon.
Is the Ballon good for 500 watts?
Probably.
You probably want to make sure.
We'll find out.
We'll see.
We'll find out.
It won't smoke a lot. It's a small Ballon.
And it's well away from the house. I don't know. All the writing is rubbed off of it. I don't even remember where I got it.
It's outside. It won't burn much.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Did you know Buxcom was out of business?
I had heard something about that. Yes, really kind of sad to hear. I was very, very pleased when I received the antenna. I've been using it for, I don't know, about 3 years now, and very, very well built, very good materials and everything, and I've never had a lick of trouble with it.
Yeah, it said he had serious health condition or health issues last year and they shut it down.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
One thing that they do talk about is that the power cable for that amplifier is pretty serious. They're looking for a 12-volt power run to do 6-gauge wire.
Wow.
6-gauge.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Somebody say 6-gauge wire?
yeah.
Yeah, there you are.
There you go.
Wire. And who?
Yeah. That's hard. The first one's pretty easy. The 8th or 10th gets really hard to work with.
The first one wasn't so easy.
That's what Peter uses for a dipole.
Yeah, no. No, this is new grounding stuff.
If anybody is in the market for a little mini beam, Jim Kelly has a Cushcraft MA5B new in the box that he has for sale.
Hey, he got a bunch of stuff I saw online somewhere. He was selling a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
He moving or something?
No, his wife was having a garage sale, so he decided he would participate also.
Oh,
Took some of his ham gear out for sale.
okay, all right. But he knew about it. He knew about her garage sale. She didn't sell his stuff.
I heard him talking to Denny on the repeater.
What bands does that antenna cover, Bill?
It's what I have up. It's 10, 12, 15, 17, and 20.
Oh, okay.
Mine's not high enough, but that's all I can do.
Is that what you see on my screen? This little goofy cross thing?
Yeah.
Oh, you talked about that before.
But you called it a mini beam?
A mini beam. It's because it's small. It's small and lightweight.
7-foot boom.
Any pricing discussed?
Pardon?
Any pricing discussed on that?
No, not that I know of. I didn't hear him say.
How does yours work, Bill? How does yours work? You like it?
Well, I like it. It's done me good. I can't complain. It needs to be higher. But
How high do you have it?
To the boom is probably only 28 feet or so. 28 probably.
Yeah.
You got a lot of trees around you, Bill?
Yeah. I could go up higher with it, but I chose not to. It got blown down once in a microburst back some years ago. And I just didn't go up as high this time. Plus I'm, as near as I can tell, I'm kind of grandfathered in as far as the HOA is concerned. They fussed at me at first, but they haven't for years now. I didn't want to go up real high.
That's because the city doesn't have their spit together. It's probably illegal, but they just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Unless you annoy them, and then.
Well, I didn't want to make it any more visible than it is.
Have you met Bill? I don't think annoy is in his vocabulary.
Yeah, probably not.
I've dealt with the city though, so it doesn't take
That's
much.
right. Well, it's probably local folks, the HOA folks.
Have an HOA though?
You have
Bill,
you have an HOA, Bill?
Yes.
Because the city can't really stop anything. I know when I put this tower up out here at the office, their tower rules are really made for cell towers and don't really discuss much for home towers.
Well, there's not much anybody can do about an HOA.
Not about HOAs, because you signed the dotted line saying those are the rules I want to live by.
That's true.
And that's the problem there.
Is that the south of the border version, the HOA?
That's it.
That's good. HOA
HOA, man.
on a steak.
We don't
On a
need
steak.
an HOA.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, last time I had a beam was in Arizona where there's no wind, no ice. You just don't have to worry about them. Out here, I've had one time a vertical antenna come crashing down in an ice storm. Fortunately, it picked my house and not the neighbor. But I'm a little wary about, I'm like Bill, if I put something up, it's going to be closer to the ground than the moon.
Yeah. Oh, back to Jim Kelly. He also has some vintage radios, apparently. He mentioned that. Denny, do you remember the conversation with him that you had? Didn't he say he had some vintage gear?
Yeah, but he didn't really elaborate as to what kind they were.
Right. He had coax and vintage gear and that antenna, I remember.
Yeah, he had some old vintage radios sitting out on one of his tables, and I didn't collect any data, but it looked like some really, really old stuff. I wasn't really interested, so I didn't stop and look too closely.
Right.
You're talking tube stuff, right?
Oh, yes. And I like tube stuff, but that stuff, it looked like maybe some old military gear of some sort.
Yeah, no telling with him. He's got all kinds of stuff that changes every time you see him.
Yeah.
He's got, Club has a generator that somebody donated, and the last I knew, he's got it. He was going to fix it up for us or something. And that's probably 5 years ago at least. Somebody should keep that at the back of their mind.
He has a generator?
He has the club's generator.
What does a club have?
A generator?
Thank you very much. Don't forget to tip your waitresses.
It's one of those, I forget the terminology. It does not have an inverter. It relies on the governor to keep it at 60 hertz. Not the world's best generator, but it'll make power.
Huh.
And it had not been run in a long, long time when I got it, and I forget who I got it from, but it belongs to the club. So.
Didn't Ralph Moulton have it at one time?
Say again?
Ralph Moulton may have had it at one time.
Yeah, it's possible.
That sounds familiar now that you say it.
I think I had it for a while.
Did I pick it up from you, Bill? I freely admit it may have been much more than 5 years.
It may have been, Peter. I don't remember. It made the rounds. Well, I think Ralph got it going. Maybe that's where he comes into it.
That would make sense.
Mark, this works best as a thigh master.
You're a wimp.
Like Suzanne Summers, I don't know why. It makes a hell of a crimp, though.
Speaking of antennas and radio gear, anybody interested in a 40-meter magnet mount antenna?
What is it? A ham stick or something?
Just a metal whip. Looks like a 2-meter 440, but it's a 40-meter magnet mount antenna. I happen to acquire it. I don't want it. And anybody wants it, I'll just give it to you if you want it.
Is it a coil? Is there a coil on it?
Let me get it and I'll show you.
Okay.
I mean,
I've
it's
got-
free. It's free, so we're going to change our mind because why?
Yeah.
Yeah, the price is exactly right.
I've got a 20. I did that to at field day. Bob Gibson had a 20-meter mag mountain.
Oh, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'm just doing that whisper. That'd be perfect.
Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, it does have a base coil, doesn't it? Or a coil in it?
Yep.
Some kind.
Cool center.
So set it aside and I'll make arrangements to get it from you, Mark.
It's a Neutronics
Yeah.
RM-40. Look that up.
I've got a ham stick that's got.
Wayne's good. Wayne's good with it.
Isn't Neutronic Hustler? Wasn't it Hustler?
The mount's worth its weight in gold.
It's a Neutronic RM-40, and
Yeah,
it's got a Hustler magnet base on it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Neutronic
Those-
makes Hustler these days.
The bases are about $30 off of Flea Bay.
Yeah, the bandwidth on that's probably going to be pretty limited, but
Well,
still usable.
You know, I've got a ham stick that's got the bandwidth pretty wide on it. I was surprised.
Yeah, I've got a 40-meter ham stick too. I've been very, very happy with it.
Yeah.
I've got
I
a
got a
dummy
20.
load. And the bandwidth is really wide.
On what?
Hey, say again, Peter.
Dummy load.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
40. The Hustler RM40 says it's good for 40 to 50 kilohertz at RM40.
Not bad.
So whoever wants it, let me know.
Wayne stuck his hand up wherever Wayne was. There he's at. There he's at.
Well, Wayne, just look up my call on QRZ and you'll know right where I live.
Okay.
Do not Google it.
Oh yeah, that's a mistake.
Yeah, do not Google it where I live because it'll try to send you to Tinker Air Force Base.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
exactly
I can tell you when you see my address, I can tell you basically how to get here without being real descriptive.
That's
okay. Well, I
exactly
don't
the
want to just show up.
problem that Denny has. You look it up on QRZ and it sends you off in the middle of Noble or Stillwater or someplace, and but you have to Google it in order to get his correct address.
No, you Google it and you Google my address, and Google will send you to Tinker Air Force Base.
Now, that's what I'm saying. Denny is the one that it's just the opposite of you. Denny's place, his house.
I looked up his address on Google Maps today, and it said he lived in Noble instead of Slaughterville.
Well,
In a van down by the river.
But when you went to it on the map itself, you could tell it was the right place.
In a van down by the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one on QRZ will send you to the post office in Lexington, and Slaughterville does not have a post office. That's why it probably says Noble.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Mark.
yes, sir. Oh, wrong Mark.
Other Mark. Mark Clayton, I sent you a message. Just send me your phone number and I'll call you tomorrow after work and we can make some arrangements.
Well, now, okay. What time you normally get off?
4:30.
I'll be on the road heading for Arkansas at that time.
Okay, well then just hang on to it and I'll pick it up from you next time I see you.
Okay, we can do that. I'll send you my phone number and then I can text you my address and how to get there.
Yeah, that'll work.
You just send me a text, test or whatnot,
Right.
and okay.
Hey, Mark, are you when you go to Arkansas, are you going to be around any other hams that actually have an Arkansas address that might be on Logbook of the World? That's the only state that I still need to get worked all states on Logbook of the World.
Yeah.
Try WB5 O&E. No, WB5. Let me think a minute. Oh heck, I'm trying to think of what his call is. He's in Fort Smith. It's been a while
OSM.
since.
Isn't it OSM? You're thinking of what's his name?
Wayne Johnson.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Wayne Johnson. If you look up his call,
I'm pretty sure it's OSM.
yeah, maybe OSM.
How do I know that's who you're thinking of?
Yeah, look up Wayne Johnson and then contact him. He'll make a QSO with you, and then you'll have Arkansas. Do that.
He used to go sit at the forecast office when they had one in Fort Smith, and they
Still
saw it on
do.
their radar.
Still do. Every
Yeah.
time there's severe weather, Wayne still does that. He's still in charge.
Well,
of it.
there's no office in Fort Smith anymore.
Yeah,
but he used to go to the
yes, there
office.
is. Yes, there is. They got a brand new weather center. It's out there at the old armory on the east side of town.
Okay.
They got
Are you a Razorback, Mark?
they set them up. The city set them up a heck of a. Oh yeah. They set Wayne up with one heck of a area out there in that old armory when they remodeled it and everything. They got a whole wing out there, and they got antennas on towers out the side and everything.
It's Oscar Foxtrot, November.
OFM. Okay. I was close.
That's it. OFN.
On the screen if you need it.
Mark, are you a Razorback?
Oh yes.
What
Had been since the 60s.
Did you live over there or just go to school there?
I lived in Fort Smith for quite a few years,
Okay.
but I started into it back through my dad. Actually, he was born and raised there. Had been since the 60s.
Did you live over there or just go to school there?
I lived in
A long delayed echo. What was that?
I've got the
YouTube. Yeah. Okay.
YouTube playing to watch the chat.
Okay.
Oh, how many we got on YouTube?
Looks like me is what I'm thinking.
Oh,
I think
That's
there's
sad.
one. I don't know if it counts me or not, but I think that's what it is. I think that's it. I did a long delay echo a long time ago. That was a lot of fun.
All right, guys, I'm gonna back out and get supper on the table. I'll be back maybe.
Oh man, get us some.
You're winging.
Hold on a minute, Wayne.
I
I'm
just
sending
cooked-
you my number.
Okay. I just cooked up a meatloaf tonight, so gonna go jump on it.
And there'll be some. It'll be just cool.
There you
off
go,
enough
Wayne.
to come get it.
I got it, Mark.
Okay.
I got a question for Mike up in
Who does?
All right, I may be back after I eat. See ya.
No audio, Denny.
behind your collators. What is that? B1G? What is all that?
Behind where? Oh, Big 10.
Oh.
All we
That's,
see is big.
If I could make the G green or a little different,
Oh, it's big. That's the cutesy for Big Ten.
that's the cutesy, yeah.
Oh.
We don't know how to do that here. We just play 4 overtimes.
Are they gonna play football this year?
Or, or what passes as football, yeah.
Okay,
Not next week, but the next.
not 9-man, is it?
So if they go 5-0 and go undefeated, they get to play in the
There you go.
championship. Absolutely. Yeah, they'll play.
Okay. More importantly, Mike, you were going to restate the question, and then we drove around the world for a while. What was your question for your amplifier?
Oh, well, the question was, did anyone have any familiarity or know about that particular amplifier? I know all the other stuff that was said about antennas and the little bit of gain you get, but I was just looking for info about that particular amp.
I think it would do you well.
Well, it's like the mask. I don't have one. Every little bit helps.
Yep. I saw one recently. I don't remember if it was the one. It might be one of those that we got from the Tulsa Red Cross bunch. I will look. I will look in the shop tomorrow.
Don't they also make one that's solid state, but it's for a base? It's a
Yeah, it's 600.
600 watt.
That's
yeah.
what Lockett has.
But it's twice as much. It's $2,000 rather than one.
Why does
Or
he have one?
2,300. So for that extra 100 watts, I don't know. Is
Yeah,
it worth
they're
another
pretty
$1,000?
That's what I recall Lockett's was. That
Well, where's Bill?
I don't know. I heard him on the net last night. He was on DMR. I'll send him a message and wake him up.
Yeah, it's 8:30 in the morning, for crying out loud.
What's your problem? Oh well. Okay, so that was it. You didn't have a restatement
No.
after the.
That was
after
it.
Okay. I didn't know if you had to another.
Well, hey, okay. When I do get my beam and I want to raise it up onto that tower, if I'm by myself, how do I keep it from bending and breaking all the elements off? Because it's big and wide and
Helicopter.
pulling it up.
Skyhook.
A skyhook.
Yeah.
Well, the guard is up here. I could get a helicopter
Yeah.
crew out here, maybe.
It's like Korsky's.
Using a beam is one thing. Getting it up in place is something entirely different.
Usually you use a gin pole.
Well, I looked at gin poles, and they're like the same price as an entire tower.
Yeah. Do you have some other local hams that might have one?
The club has one here. You can borrow.
Yeah, come on down.
Come on down.
Well, there's one from Northern Tool for $250.
Does your tower have guy wires on it?
No, it does not.
Lean it up. You can lean the mast or the boom up against the tower, tie a rope on the elements, and can pull it up. Hold of it and place it on the router.
On the boom, and then have the elements out this way.
Yes, I've done a whole bunch of them.
Gotcha. All right.
Do you have any qualms about climbing that tower?
I don't. I don't have any qualms.
Well, you can, one thing that does work is make you a V-shaped out of some heavy rope and pull the beam up that V to part where you want it on the tower,
Oh, I get you. Kind of like a
trolley.
like a sled. I don't have room for that. I have probably only 10 feet between my house and the tower and a row of trees.
Okay. Well, you're just gonna have to manhandle it up there, I guess.
So I need like a 10-pound antenna.
Well, can you put it on the roof and then just transfer it, slide it over?
I could maybe do that. I could
X-beam only weighs about 20, 25 pounds.
I've seen hex beams after the fact when they're all in a tangled mess. I don't want to go there.
Right.
Well, that KIO hex beam that I've been using has been through 80 plus mile-an-hour winds for 3 years, and it's had ice all over it. And as long as you don't try to put it together to where the wires are stretched out too hard, you just make them so that they've got about a 2-inch droop on them, and it'll bend in the wind just like a tree.
Yeah, just not a hex beam fan. Plus, I can't see you. Show yourself. I can't see your face to see if you're fibbing.
That makes a difference.
It does.
There we go.
Find somebody with a cherry picker.
Well, once again, I can't get the cherry picker close enough unless it's like a super heavy duty long one. I like Denny's idea. I like standing it up right on the boom and hoisting it up that way. I think that'll work.
If you had it in place, how high would it be?
The total height at the top?
Yeah.
Like 40.
Okay.
However long of a mast I want to put up.
Well, how tall is the tower?
About 35 feet.
Okay. Well, do you well, whatever you put up there.
I'll send pictures. I got one with some pretty fall colors on it. I'm going to show you my vacation photos. Pretty red with my antenna. Can you see it?
Yes.
Like snow clouds.
Oh, not till Tuesday next week.
That was mean.
Well, Ken slid in. I didn't see Ken pop in. Hello, Ken.
Got a speaker off, apparently.
Hello, Ken.
Trying to get unmuted here.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Do I echo now?
No.
Nope.
No, different deal. All right. I gave up on my laptop and just started using a tablet.
Oh, there you go. Sounds good.
That works okay.
Sounds good. You done anything this week? You built something, burnt something up?
Yeah, actually, I don't know if I can, I wish I had a way to put it up. I put up the DX Commander with 4 wires. So I went ahead, I had it up with 6 and I put my analyzer on it and it was just maximum SWR till it got up to about 20 megahertz, 25 megahertz. And then it kind of, well, long and short, the SO239 on the base had given it up.
Oh, God.
And what I was getting is capacitive coupling between the pin and the socket. So, but in the process, I messed with it. I took it down. I went ahead and just set up 4 wires, and it's been up and down a couple of times. I replaced the socket and took care of that. But then my 20 meter was beautiful. It changed like 3 times. So I think I've got folding the wire. I think I bent it, broke it or something. So I'm going to replace that wire, and I think I'll be on the air with that. The 80 meter came out at about Well, 80 meters is going to be real easy to tune up into 75 because it's the end of it's on a pulley. So I can play with the end of that. But right now it's about 3.8 megahertz for that. And I don't even know where I want to land yet. So any thoughts on that? Where I ought to be with it would be good.
Well,
But it's only about
3816 is always
it's only about
3816
2
is
to
that
1.
bunch.
Pardon?
3816 is that a bunch out of Texas. That's a pretty popular frequency.
Well, I can get to that real easy. So anyway, that looks like that's going to hunt. 15's gorgeous, 7's beautiful, 7 megahertz is beautiful, 40 meter, and my 20, when I figure out what's going on with it usually it's brilliant, but it was anyway.
That's what you had down here was 40, 20, and 15, right?
I'll have 80, 40, 20, and 15.
Wow, that'd be good.
Wow.
And 17. 17's under 3 to 1.
If you got
but I
40,
haven't
you should
played
have
with the length.
15.
Pardon?
If you have 40, you should have 15.
Yeah, 40 gives me 15, and 40 is beautiful. 15 is 2.0, better, less than 2, between 1.2 and it's completely usable all the way across the band. And anyway, it looks like it's going to be a good run when I get busy and finish the getting the 20 lined up. But I've got 30 radials on it now, and we'll see. Oh, and if the wind decides to blow, it takes me literally about 30 seconds to lay it down.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that about it. That's about the most excitement I've had with it.
All right. Sorry, Ken, I missed what kind of antenna this is.
DX Commander vertical.
Oh, okay.
And I think I may go to the trouble to put a 10 meter wire on it.
It's Peanut.
Peanut.
Hi, Peanut.
Oh, look at that. There's Peanut.
What?
Peanut.
Man, I'll show you.
What?
Peanut and a
All right.
naked man. Duck down, duck down.
Gilroy was here. I hope it was half naked is all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was getting pretty good copy on Australia night before last, I think, on my fishing pole antenna.
On 20?
Yeah. I'm about to go ahead and throw a set of radials underneath it, but with that one, with a single wire counterpoise, it's just pretty respectable. It's a heck of a great camping antenna.
I'd be curious to see what the radials do.
I kind of am too.
Hey, just dump your DX Commander over and use those radials.
Actually thought about doing that, but I've got a circle of Allen power pole connectors on my radials.
Yeah.
I have to make up a patch cable for it or something.
Ah.
I could probably
Or just jump to the center of that.
alligator clip several of them together would probably work.
I mean, you didn't
But, yeah.
use red and black for your shells.
Yeah, he did.
They're random.
Color coded.
They're random.
Is that antenna, Ken, with your 30 runs on it or runners on it? Is that your 32-foot one?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see what that difference in that fishing pole would be. That one radial 3 foot off the deck versus those 30 on the ground. That'd be a good bet.
I kind of thought about doing that when my 20 quit on me yesterday. I was thinking pretty serious about that.
Ken, how long
Sure.
are those radios?
Most of them are cut for 16 and a half feet.
Well, there's Lockett.
30 by 16 and a half feet. I'm like a kid at a cash register. I don't want to do the mental math.
Hey, Mike, there's Bill Lockett. He's the one that's got the Ameritron.
Lockett, you got a Ameritron 500M.
No audio, Bill.
No audio.
What is a 500 amp?
Amplifier.
What's your amplifier?
Well, I know that. Let me go. I don't think it's a 500 amp. Just a second. Now,
Oh, he's gonna go reconnaissance. He's gotta go check his filings.
He's got to go find it in the garage.
Oh, it's back there in the rig. I've seen it back there.
Oh,
no, it's not.
What's yours?
Okay. What do you got?
It's an ALS 600.
600.
Okay.
What's the difference between the 5 and the 600? And don't say 100.
100.
A few watts.
There you go. KPA.
Well, ALS is all digital one. No transistorized.
Yeah.
It's the 600 watt amp versus the 500 watt amp.
Wow, that's a.
Can I borrow it?
It's not working now.
Oh, never mind.
In fact, Mark was looking on my shoulder when
Yeah, I was there and he allegedly blew it up, and I never did see what he was doing, but he started making all kinds of new words I'd never heard before.
Aren't those solid states hard to ruin?
I let the smoke out. And I think I let it out of the amp and the power supply.
Have we ever tested any of that?
I haven't turned it on. I haven't turned it on since that day.
Didn't know. Well, that was 2.5 years ago, Bill.
Mark,
Well, I was going to put it in my other amp, but I never did.
Okay.
Is that Hulk Hogan?
What?
It is.
You talking about?
And then they left with Peanut. That was Hulk Hogan.
Jeremy. No. No, it's just Mike. How you doing, buddy?
I just see black screens now.
How you doing, Mike?
Yeah, turn on your camera.
Mike's not working, Mike.
you're frozen in time.
Terry, aren't you running the net tonight? He's gone.
I think he had some audio problems Saturday. He might be gone.
David is.
Your camera's froze.
Yeah, I had an audio problem Saturday. No, I'm here.
We can hear him on Peanuts.
No. David is. Yeah, I had audio problems Saturday. I don't know why you can't hear it on mine. Yeah.
He's already eating his meatloaf.
I don't know why you can't hear it on mine.
They got some real gremlins at their house.
They do.
Somebody's singing.
Okay, guys, I'm back. You missed me.
Hi, Mike.
We missed
Or
nothing. We missed nothing.
Mike.
Yes,
Wayne.
Terry. I can hear you.
Hey, Mark Clayton, did you get my text?
Your camera's black. She go over here, say chat.
Yeah, Wayne, I got it.
Okay, I see your screen there, Mark. And I have read that before.
Yeah, and that makes sense. It looks like that 500 is made to be more mobile, so they're using lower power, lower voltages, and the 600 runs with 50 volt supply, and which means it'll get better efficiency. So it's getting that 600 is going to get significantly cleaner signal, and run more power. Or more power out of that 500. That's a pretty good summary, right? I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a misnomer. I mean, mobile. When I think mobile, I think in your car, and this thing is like the size of a desktop amplifier.
yeah, but if you're a motorhome,
Well, I'm not. No,
yeah,
just kidding. But yeah, it just doesn't fit the mobile view.
yeah, because it looks like they've cheated on a amplifier or on an actual chip transistor to get the lower power stuff, the lower voltage, and then the 600 jacks it up to 50 volt supply, which gets you cleaner output and better. You'll have better efficiency.
All right, we'll put the ALS 500 to bed.
We'll keep asking, but that's kind of good summary to see the difference.
Had you located one of those, Mike, or just read about them?
No, I've been looking at them ever time I look at the amplifier ads, they're there staring at me.
Yeah, Wayne, I got your text.
Thank you.
Well, it's a misnomer.
So who's talking?
Yeah, they say it's on that 600 that if you get, it will fault at 3-to-1 SWR, and at 2-to-1 starts reducing power to 300 watts.
Well, then that's off the table.
I don't know. Oh, what's his name? Rob. Sherwood, in that talk he did for us for Ham Holiday, was talking about a good 600 watt amplifier, and I don't know what that one was. I have to go listen to that video again and see what that one was that he was talking about. That the 600 watt job, or I can send him an email and ask him. I might do that.
Gee, Bill Lockett, you look good with your headset on there a minute ago. I figured you were getting real serious about audio.
Actually, the headset one is clean.
Towards you, all you can do is see the back end.
Terry's not coming through very well at all in his audio.
Michigan Mike, how we doing? I'm trying to, but it's not working.
Nope, audio's delayed or it's off somehow.
What you working on, Larry?
Sound card interface.
Oh, okay.
Been working on it for a little bit here or there. Now I'm
Hey,
looking for parts.
Larry, did you ever do that battery check on the IEMs?
On the IEM.
The in-ear monitors?
No.
Those pros at your church?
I had not done anything with that yet.
Okay.
It is on the radar to do.
Yep. I'm just curious if you remembered it. It's still a interesting problem is when you go digital, it eats more power.
By the way, Mark, those batteries that you gave me yesterday.
Yep.
I put my multimeter on today, and each one of them had about 12.3 volts still in them.
Oh, good.
So I put my trickle charger on them to top them off.
Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, they were supposed to be pretty good shape. Peter Core had tested out most of them. That ought to do you some pretty good. It should be 6 amp hours piece.
Yeah, I figure out how I'm gonna use them, but you know, somehow as a, you know, hook them up for what is it in parallel to increase the amp hours.
Yep. You just tag them on the output of your
backup.
Tag them on the output of your power supply. Your 12 volt. And boop.
That's a beautiful picture, Peter.
Oh, that's never a good thing.
What? My DX160?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a DX150. Well, you know the story.
Yeah, I don't remember the story. Yeah.
Well, there's
an A or a B or just a 150.
It's an A.
Okay.
There's Phil.
Hello, Phil.
Hello.
Hey,
Oh. Oh, Phil. And we can see Terry now. That's, I think, good.
He hasn't moved in a while.
Oh.
Stay low, Terry. Stay low.
Yeah, he hasn't moved much, has he?
I'm beginning to think he's got a bandwidth problem.
It may be not his radio, maybe not his computer that was the audio problem. Maybe it was him.
Peanut's stealing all the bandwidth at the house.
Oh,
that's why I increased mine, because I could any given time I can have 2 different Zoom meetings going, and internet on the TV through the TV and all kinds of stuff going on.
Yep.
Hey, has any of you guys ever used one of those MFJ 347 like dipole adapters? You know, you screw the ham sticks into them, and it makes like a rotatable dipole.
Yes, Wayne.
Wayne, the club used to do that when we were having 89er day and events like that. We had a 20 meter ham sticks that we'd put up about 20, 30 feet in the air and do pretty darn good.
I thought about doing something like that for 6 meters. 'Cause you can
Yeah.
get some 6-meter ham sticks.
Well, better than that, Wayne, if you
They
get a
work.
couple, Wayne, if you get a couple of telescoping poles that have the same 1/4-inch screw at the end, and then you'll have a true half wavelength 6 meter. And then you can put that up on a pole and it works better than the ham sticks.
Thought about
The
that.
ham sticks work real well. We used a connector that Ken Dunn made for us and donated to the club.
I guess I hope I could get in.
Ooh.
You sounded better that time.
Still not moving. Try again, Terry. Over.
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with my. Could be.
Peanut's getting pissed.
Somebody pick Bill up.
You can't make this stuff up, can you?
Yeah, thank God. Thank God we're recording it. Wayne,
I'm
what you
trying
also-
over here.
Wayne, what you can also do for 6 is just do a vertical fishing pole, those Cabela's poles, and then just put a dipole off of that thing.
Yeah,
I'm
are you
sorry.
looking for
I'm
6?
sorry, Mark. Say again. I checked on the wife for a second.
No problem. Use a vertical, one of those fishing poles, those Cabela's extendable fishing poles, and then just run a vertical dipole, 6 meters, since it's so short. That's kind of what Ken's doing with that DX Commander. It's just a dipole basically taped to that fishing pole stick, and that should work.
Oh, you're talking about running a wire up with it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did I get out yet?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to readjust the audio, but it's just not working very well.
I suspect it's hearing the audio from the other computer, probably trying to do noise canceling.
Oh, that could be.
I have no idea. I'm trying to adjust the audio. Y'all keep going.
Okay. But yeah, just a vertical dipole along the side of that tape, or that 6 meter pole, or the fishing pole. I think didn't you try one of those last couple weeks ago?
I had a vertical 10 on it, but I took it down and did that 20, but I did a vertical 20-meter dipole on my 32-foot pole. But you could sure do a 10 or a 6 on that Shakespeare pole, a 20-foot pole. It would fit. You just have to pull the coax away at a bit of an angle, and the 20-meter vertical dipole is definitely a lot stronger than my little fishing pole.
So are you talking about feeding it from the end or the center?
I feed it from the center. I just take an SO239 and solder the wires on it, and I bungee cord the thing up in the middle of the stick and just come out at that point also with some guy lines and run the coax out and down the guy line. And it's a vertical dipole, no radials required. And that seems to work good.
On a dipole, a guy told me years ago, on a dipole, the coax must go off at a 90-degree angle from the dipole or it a couple to it? What do y'all say?
Basically the way I run mine, it's not a perfect 90, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's perfect 90 is not required, but 45 degrees should work out. It just changes the impedance a little bit.
Pardon?
It changes the impedance a little bit.
It does. It does. But
Now you can also do, they have those coaxial dipoles where you can actually just go around the whole thing, bring the feed line straight down through the center, put a piece of copper pipe as the bottom shield.
Mine was simple. Like I say, just bungee the thing up with some tent bungees. Well, let's see. It does.
Guys, I'm gonna leave. I'll try to get back if I can. So, see you.
Then you got to replace your side.
Yeah, I gotta move. I gotta go too. I'll see you guys later.
So just
See you, Mike.
Bye.
Got me, them.
But see, like Wayne, you could just put that on the house. Put that on the pole, on the vent pipe.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Strap it on the side of the, I've got 2 of those vent pipes up there.
Yep. Mike, I think Mike is the guy that drilled a hole in his vent pipe up in the attic and actually fished the coax up through the vent pipe.
I added enough vent pipe for a 6-meter dipole. I don't know how, I was like 4 feet, so some might have gone down. And I put a T on the vent pipe for my 90 degrees off for the feed line. And I just doubled it back and then went back down the same as the lower part of the, what's that noise? As the lower half of the dipole for 6 meters. I mean, for 2 meters. And that worked. That's what I used at home to catch the repeater and to talk on the club net, the club.
I think it's Larry's that's making the noise.
Larry again.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, and I just put it in. I just put the dipole inside the vent pipe, painted it brown to match the rest of it, and nobody was the wiser, even though it had that little stub off the side. And I only went out about 2 feet, doubled it back, and then went back down the vent pipe, sealed it up, and into the attic it went.
6 meters is only like 9 feet long anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be a funny looking vent pipe, but you never know. If it was on the back side of the house where nobody could see.
Well, you just put a little vertical up off of the, you don't have to do the pipe all the way up.
Well, I live out in the country anyway, so nobody tells me anything. I don't have to answer to anybody.
Yeah, you do.
Except my wife.
There you go.
And she's pretty cooperative here.
Yes. Oh, that's not right.
Oh, and that antenna is still there for the new owners of the house to enjoy.
They don't know what to do with it.
No, they don't know.
I'd be afraid to use the toilet.
Some plumber is going to go find that thing.
Just tell him, Mike, it's the lightning rod for the house.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ventana doesn't have any 50 megahertz.
You know, I think those Ventenas are kind of expensive too.
Oh yeah, heck
Just
yeah.
because they're stealth.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's the Ventenas.
That's why, as hams, you look and see what they got and make it yourself.
Exactly. That's why we're talking. This comes up about every other Elmer night. It's so funny that
The Ventana.
Yeah. And usually I tell a story about Mike, and he's never here.
And,
I've only missed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I missed last week. We had company.
Good for you. Good for you. No, I think those are good. You know, I've done a bunch of them off of the vent pipes before, and like a 6 meter ones, like you said, 9 feet. What does that come out to be?
Yeah, they're like 8.5 feet each side. Quick calculate.
I built one that I just taped to the side of a 30-foot, 3 chunks of electrical pipe. I just taped it on the side of the pipe, put the pipe up, and worked just fine.
So, all you guys that does a 6 meter net, are you guys vertically or horizontally? Neither?
I don't do it. I think it's about half and half.
Yeah. Well, when I lived in the house up in Moore, I had a horizontal dipole up, and it was okay. So I'm thinking this time I might go vertical and see how it works.
I know my inverted V has a little bit of both flavors, and it works really well.
So this this gap vertical that I'm putting up is not rated for 6, but it can be used on 6. A lot of people do it.
You ever put your little 6 meter Moxon up there on top of that thing? Little loop kind of thing.
Top of the
vent pipe.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say on top of the gap. No,
No.
Thing's already 45 foot in the air.
No.
Well, there's Mr. Steve who joined us this evening.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening.
Evening.
Evening. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
Howdy. What do you got going on in your part of the world?
Well, I just finished Bible study, so that's why I'm coming in a little bit late.
Good.
I do mostly 2 meter right now. I've got a couple of little bow things that work out really well for me. I seem to reach out and touch the repeater down there quite well from my house here in southeast Oklahoma City. So I'm just south of Tinker Air Force Base, and I seem to reach down there pretty well. So, and I have a little magnetic antenna in my truck, and I take that with me, and I seem to be able to reach you guys pretty well down there too, and others as well. So that's about what I do, but mostly 2 meter right now.
Good deal. Good deal. You got anything on the fire that you need, let's see, 15, 18 different answers on, since there's a bunch of us here? No solutions, no problems looking for a solution?
No, nothing really. I put up this little in the wire antenna last year, kind of by luck, I guess, because I have an old Panasonic. What I thought was, this is my ignorance, what I thought was a transceiver ended up being only a receiver. And I bought it from my father-in-law, who said that he has reached out to people, but he really didn't. But anyway, I could get it to work, and I got it hooked up to the antenna, and I could hear, I could get reception from a lot of people from Cuba and Brazil at times. So it was pretty cool. But the volume pot is totally worn out. So it's either super low or super loud.
Oh.
Trying to find a new volume pot is pretty hard. I've got the part number, but trying to find the actual part has been pretty challenging. But anyway, so I'll say all that is I put this antenna up in the attic, and after I got my little handy talkies, I said, oh, let me just try to hook it up. So I got the connectors, from Amazon and whatnot. And it works. It works great. And I can transmit and receive and hit the repeater, your guys' repeater down there. And I get quite good comments about reception and clarity quite often off the repeater down there. So just by luck, I was able to get that all working.
Good. That's the way most of us do it. Let's see if this works. Whoops, not so much this time. Not so much this time.
Wayne, do you have a purple martin birdhouse?
Purple martin? No, I don't think so. I don't know if we have purple martins around here anyway.
Well, that also makes a nice centerpiece for a 6 or 2 meter dipole.
Ah.
That and some zip ties.
Yep. Run you a vertical out the top of it and then feed it.
Horizontal works too.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
It just looks like a perch, and you can fool the H. Jose.
Well, we have a birdhouse, but we keep having to move it around because every time we mow, then it moves over a little bit.
Okay.
And so this time it made it from the backyard to the front yard, but it's mostly sparrows and the occasional cardinal. But that's another idea.
Yep.
What about flagpoles? Has anybody ever put a 2 meter antenna up on off of a flagpole?
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Is it metal flagpole or fiberglass flagpole or preference or no?
Well, it depends how you build it. You could do a fiberglass and put one vertical, down the side, or metal one and just run it up the top of it. But they've actually got for HF antennas is a flagpole. Let's see, antenna that you can.
What's his name down in Texas put one up?
Yeah, Skaggs is in the middle of putting one up. Let me find it here. Homeowner stuff. There you go. Original flagpole antenna. This is the homebrew version where you can use it as a flagpole, and then at the base you can see it's just got a little shunt feed and off it goes.
They're not cheap though.
Well, that's the one. This is the one if you build it yourself. So this is pretty cheap. But the other one's the not cheap one, and that's the the Gray Line Performance. I never can remember that name, and that's the one that's about $1,000. But for an equivalent antenna, that's not a bad deal. And it basically has a feed point at the bottom, and you put a little point of use tuner at the bottom, and it fires off and will go anywhere. I think it's 3,000 watts. I think it'll take. Let's see. Yeah, there's all of them. Gary's going to get the 28-foot model. And it's supposed to be no radials, 160 to 6 meters.
Is that on the SCAR's website?
Yep, it's on the antenna page.
Okay.
It's called Gray Line. You'll see it there's Gray Line antenna, flagpole antenna. And if you have an HOA problem, that is a really good way to do it. What Gary did was run 2-inch coax or 2-inch. He built a new house and ran a 2-inch PVC from the base of this tower or this flagpole to his radio room. And he just has a little antenna tuner that sits at the base of the flagpole, and it automatically tunes the antenna when he switches his radio, and he takes off running.
Is that off the technical page?
It's off the antenna page. Off the antenna page. w5nor.org/antenna will get you there also. And he's right on the coast down by Padre Island. Yeah, there's the tuner.
I thought he was down by El Paso.
You still have to put a radial field around that, don't you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. No radials. No radials. No radials. No radials.
Impossible.
It's a dipole.
That's right. It is a dipole.
It's a dipole. That's what all this goofy feeding is.
So that
you wouldn't want
to put the feed line must be protected then from the bottom element.
Right. See the center of the screen. Let me see if I can blow it up. Probably not. You go in a little tiny piece of insulator with some ladder line, and then you cover it up with this shrink wrap.
Ladder line. Well, ladder line is supposed to be affected much, is it, by anything except the metal?
Right.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot here.
You are. You're getting smart.
Woohoo.
You're getting real smart.
One of them good old boys from up north.
That's right. And there's the little box they sell with it.
Little.
Yeah. Good point.
Gotta get some hollow rocks to hide it.
Yeah, I think that's what Gary's got or gonna get, or whatever the wording is.
Bushes around it.
Did you find it, Steve?
I did. Yep, I got it.
Yeah. They've got sizes from 16 up to 28, but man, you look at the money difference. It's not a big difference in money, but it gets you a couple extra bands. They said if they told him that you get a lot better performance on the lower bands if you get the taller one.
The 28 foot or the 20 foot?
28 foot's what he's getting. I mean, it's $50 difference. Come on, really?
How much wind load does it handle?
I don't know. That's a good point. I think they said 90.
Well, that might withstand around here for a while.
Yeah, but that's with a flag. I mean, that's even flag rated. So you pull the flag down and see if it says here.
Says 80 to 100 mile per hour wind rating.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
That's pretty
90
cool.
is what Norman requires, 90 mile an hour wind rating.
For a flagpole?
Bless you, Mike.
Bless somebody.
No, you got it.
No,
I got that after effect there, Mike. Boy, it nearly blew me out of my chair.
But yeah, that's a good wideband solution for a vertical if you're wanting to really be specific. Gary, the guy that's building the house, went to his builder and he says the HOA says there's a antenna restriction. What if I put a flagpole up that has an antenna in it? He said, no, you're putting a flagpole up. He said, but it has an antenna. No, you're putting a flagpole up. These people need to know what you're talking about. Just put up a flagpole. The HOA will see that as a flagpole. Okay.
So the flagpole, I'm guessing, is metal and it is the antenna.
Well, it is metal. You can see in the center of the screen, there's a little insulator part, and I don't recall how it actually works. There's a whole bunch. There's the insulator on the bottom, and there's a whole bunch of pipe.
Well, there'd have to be a ring halfway up that separates the two.
Yeah, and it may be. I just don't know the details.
Well, because you couldn't put an antenna inside of it, the metal would attenuate it.
Yeah, that's true. But is that insulator halfway up is the question I have. I don't. We'll have to get Gary to do it. We'll have to have Gary do his presentation when he gets it all up and running. That's what we should do.
We'll send him a message and tell him to take video.
Yeah, take videos and do a presentation for one of the SCARS meetings, because we get a lot of people asking that question, a lot of those questions.
Hey, I guess next month's
Mike,
SCARS meeting is going to be EMP.
Did you get a hold of Gerald?
Did I?
Yeah.
Nobody ever asked me to.
Oh, I thought that's what we said last time was hit him. Can you get him his contact info, or do you know him, or do you?
Yes.
Yes. Tell him we're on from our side. We're on. He's on the webpage, and I thought we were good to go. So yeah, that's what I thought we talked about last week. But nail him down. Tell him at 9:30 next November 12th.
Okay, I'll have him contact you so that you can help him through the setting up Zoom and getting his slide presentation on Zoom. It's on disk or thumb drive or something.
Okay. Yep. He can do it off his computer, or we can do it some other way. So, yep. No, if you can holler at him, that would be great. That's what we have on the web, so we're good to go.
Mark?
Yep.
Mike Wiggle has a pretty good homemade flagpole.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He did one off those house plan things, right? Oh, there's the drawing. It is a dipole. The insulators up in the tower part. So it goes straight to the ground for the bottom side, and then you feed this ladder line into the center.
So the tower itself is the dipole?
Yeah, the pole, the bottom, I don't know, we'll say half. The bottom chunk is the negative half of the dipole, and there's an insulator, and then there's a top half of the dipole.
So does that have to be kept people safe when he's on it?
That's what I was thinking. Where's the maximum voltage?
I don't know about.
Maybe it's at the top since the bottom's grounded. Maybe
Yeah, it should be the top.
It might not be grounded because there's a little line.
Yeah,
there's dipole. Both ends would be.
They are.
Yeah, but this is. It doesn't say anything about it. It shows an insulator in the middle, but it doesn't show an insulator down here. But it's kind of rough.
There is a little line.
Is there?
Yeah, just above it's a different shaded color below that. Below that arrow.
Oh, down here.
Right there. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Come on over, kids. We're going to play Ring Around the Rosie.
Uncle Mike's going to burn some hot dogs.
Put a light bulb in your mouth and grab the antenna. Like Uncle Fester.
Put some marshmallows on some sticks and stand around the flagpole.
Yeah, that one, he's been chasing that one for a while, so he's about to get nailed in at the house. And we'll have to see what he ends up doing with the antenna. But that one that Bill's talking about is one of these home-built jobbies, if I remember right. Isn't that right, Bill?
That's right. He built it, and it works pretty well. I'm sure he'd do a presentation on it.
That's not a bad idea. SWR is less than 2-to-1 on the band on 10, 15, and 20. On 40, he uses a MFJ 989 tuner. Nifty. Oh, Oh, there's even a picture of what the base looks like.
How deep does that go into the ground?
Says approximately 4 feet deep is what they're showing. 17 inches above the ground and about 4 feet below is the mounting part. And then this is an 8-foot ground rod. This is 3 to 5 foot long, but a ground rod to make the electrical ground connection. And then this one is a white plastic sheet wrapped around the base. Oh, that's just to hide it, little bucket.
Oh, there's traps.
Oh, this is the one that, yeah, this is the one that does the Hustler traps, same way. So he puts the Hustler on the inside and puts this Hustler inside the flagpole. We use a flagpole at the house here in town that has a microwave, ubiquity microwave system on it, and it shoots back over here our tower at the office, and it's just a flagpole on the back porch, and you sit there and you see it, and it looks like a flagpole, and you never think, why is there a flagpole on the back porch? It's got this little bitty box sitting up on top. Never put a flag on it, but it's sat up there for years, shooting microwaves 24 hours a day. Anybody asks, it's a flagpole. We didn't even put any flag. The rope is broke on it. That's what the story is now. I remember.
The rope is broke.
The rope's broke, and there's a little pulley on top, so you can see the pulley, but there's just no rope. Toilet bowl float.
That's for
Wow.
the top. Huh?
Lots of ways to skin the cat.
You can't buy eagles at the hardware store to put on top.
You can. Can't you?
Float.
No, you can't.
Is that what
But
you
you can
found
buy
out?
toilet bowl floats.
Oh, is that what he put on top?
You can
Painted
get them
gold.
on you can get them on Amazon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bought some for the Red Cross flag. Huh. That's weird. Totally weird. A couple folks talking tech class in Edmond following
Echo Fox.
Oh, I look at the comments and it's about testing session. Got it. Got it. So is anybody hooked up WinLink this today or this week after the Saturday's deal?
Got it all set up on my computers.
There you go.
It's ready to rock and roll.
Is that what the program was? WinLink?
WinLink, yep.
It was on rock and roll.
You know, as Peter Laws put a thing that said the at 8 o'clock and at 5 o'clock they play over the weather service PA system, Radar Love. Let's see.
Guys, I'm going to say 73.
Well,
I'll catch
sir.
you on. Catch you next time.
See you later. And
See you later, Mr. Jeff.
We'll see you, Jeff.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Catch you on the net in the morning.
Okay.
There's a bunch of good eagles for the top. You can spend all kind of money there.
They would probably have a bigger wind load though.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, they have wings. They glide right through.
You might lift. Yeah. Huh.
Oh, there's one. $9. That'd be good for that one.
Yeah, on next to it's already got a toilet bowl float with it.
We've got a couple flagpoles out here at the office, and our toilet bowl floats right in there in the middle are cracked, and it's 2 pieces. You probably have to order a couple of these.
You can get them at Ace.
Can you? Oh, the toilet bowl floats? Thanks, Bill.
And some gold paint. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's good. You know, Bruce. If it says Ace or Crapper on the side, it's not going to fly up there.
The actual name for that part is a truck.
That is the round thing is?
Yes.
I hate to say why.
I don't know, but it used to be a thing in the military of asking new people, how many trucks are there on base? There's only one. The base flagpole has a little round gold gizmo up on top that's supposed to have a match, a razor blade, and a 45 slug in it. You sit there and you climb the pole, you take down the flag, burn it, and then you shoot yourself. And that's the truck. The base flagpole is the only one allowed to have one.
Is that truck, Truck?
Yes.
Well, our motor pool had all the trucks.
Those are vehicles, not trucks.
Well, if you call them motor pool, they call them trucks.
Okay. This calls a flagpole topper is what they call it. Finial. Now, I've heard finial before, so that could be right. Truck. I've never heard of a truck. This is kind of cute. Hadn't thought of this idea before, but a solar panels with lights, LED lights coming down off the thing, put on top of the tower, so you can light up your little flagpole.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey.
those things work really well.
Do they really?
Yeah, and it lights up the flag really well also.
I bet, because it's real close to it.
Yep.
The truck is the housing that holds the pulley. It sits on top, and then the pulley is on the side.
Oh.
Yes. They're anywhere from $10 to $80 on Bing.
I like this this little light gizmo at the top. That's kind of cool.
Looks like solar. Yeah, solar. They're nice.
Look like a UFO on top of your flagpole.
Yeah, well, that way you could keep it illuminated without having to shoot up from the ground.
Yeah. And keep people with lawnmowers.
You don't have to take it down at night.
You don't have to anymore. The flag code was adopted to change that. I don't know when, but
Mine's on the house out front, and I've got a light shining on it at night.
yeah, I don't think you have to anymore is the right answer.
I guess I'm old fashioned. I take
Good.
mine down at night.
Yeah. Yep. You don't have to.
I was kind of lax about that.
Now you can sleep at night knowing you're not going to jail, Mike?
Yeah. When the moon was out, it was lit.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, Mark, was trying to remember who was on here earlier. It was who we were talking to contest that I brought up.
Lee. Caboose Lee.
Oh, okay. About the Echolink and how far out did you go in the last week? And so I'm gonna bring it up. Anybody else out there besides Lee and myself that played a little bit with Echolink and see how far distance you went out with it, contact wise? I can tell you that I made 3 contacts today. One of them was G1D TV out of England. Another one was WL7LP out of the North Pole.
What?
Made a contact at the North Pole.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, it was. And made a contact in Alaska to an AL6U.
Wow.
So that was my 3 contacts today. Oh, not to mention the Alaska net, which is kind of fun to get on each day. Like I mentioned before, the Alaska net is on every day from Central Time. It's about 10 to 2.
Most people work during those times.
Those who don't, it's kind of fun to do that. If you happen to be off during the week, they usually get between about 35 to 38 contacts on Alaska net.
Mark, I assume that Saturday's presentation is on YouTube?
It is.
Okay.
Hey, Mark, you gave me that information about somebody in Arkansas. Are they on at a specific time, or how would I make contact with him to be on the radio at the same time?
Wayne's on quite a bit during the day between about 8 and 8. He's retired, has been for a long time.
His email's listed there on QRZ.
Yeah, it is. You can email him and ask him to get on at a certain time or something. Just make contact with him. He'd be excited to do it.
Okay, great. Yeah, I see that he's on Logbook of the World. That's the only thing that it lists as far as a logging program. So that's good.
Yeah, they had several of the guys there in the Ham Club get him to do that. And so he's been trying to keep up with that now.
Guys, I've done enough damage.
You have.
I have.
Well, shake those trees and mow the leaves.
Shake them so that. Well, this is just the maples and the alders and ash. Now the oak tree leaves will come down in November.
Then you'll be knee deep in those.
Yeah. Acorns have all fallen. All right. Thanks, guys.
See you next week.
See you, Mike.
Bye.
But
on Echolink, I had contacted KD7PWB in Prineville, Oregon.
Cool.
And he was 1,515 miles away. Then I got a hold of VE1CMD in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, and it showed him at 2068 miles away. And then finally got a hold of VO1UKZ Daryl in Newfoundland at 2340 miles.
Cool.
Whoa.
Good contacts.
Whoa.
Good contacts.
And like I was talking earlier, I kept trying to get a hold of somebody in Australia or New Zealand, but the time differences just weren't cutting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it hard sometimes. You got it when you go on there. If you notice the times, which they list it where they are, you kind of figure you have to figure backwards or forwards to where you can try to catch somebody at that time and figure out where your time is.
Neat. Anybody else get on Echolink to bounce around the world? Me neither.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I didn't do my homework, so I failed.
I talked to Larry out in Blanchard. That was my long distance one.
Well, I got it installed. I'm almost there.
Did you? Good for you.
Yeah.
So when you're talking to these people, all these long distances, what nodes do you connect to?
Well, when you go on to Echolink, they've got them listed on the left side of the page, all the way down the page.
Right. So like Australia, do you just find a node in Australia and jump on it?
Yep. And they would be either a repeater or a digital site or something that they've set up through Echolink.
Like it is here.
Yeah. And you can just put out your call on their repeater down there. And if it's being a 5 call, I bet they're going to go, wow, where are you? You know,
You never know. There could be somebody staying up late at night wanting to talk to you.
Exactly.
My dad used to get up in the middle of the night when he was chasing Japan. And he finally got it.
Well, you can actually make contacts in Japan because you can get on some of those that says on there that they speak English as well. So, I mean, you can actually talk to somebody over there in Japan if you wanted to.
Yeah, when my dad did this, he did it on HF. They didn't
Yeah.
have digital stuff, but
Yeah.
There's bound to be somebody awake.
Well, I talked to somebody once before in Moscow, and he was talking pretty good English. So
better than your Russian?
He better than my Russian.
I'm going to say 73 to everybody.
See you later, Bill. See you on the magnet.
See you. Hey, Lee, tell them which group that I always forget to tell people about.
What do you mean? Who I was how I was contacting them?
Which
link?
Which group? Yeah, the one the one that you reminded me of.
Oh, the Do Drop In.
Yeah, the Do Drop In. DODROPIN. And they connect to, what was it, like 10 different conferences or whatever you want to call them, nets per day. Something like about an hour net, then a half an hour in between, and then another net comes on, and another, then they'll be off an hour, and then another net will come on, and you can go on through there a lot. If you want to try to get some long distance Echolink stuff, Jamboree on the Internet is this weekend, and there's going to be scouts from around the world doing Echolink.
Yep.
So I mean, if you can go chase them all you want.
And like I said early on in this evening, you'd be surprised how many DXpeditions out there around the world going on. If you want to be a part of a DXpedition or make a contact into it, you can do it with Echolink. Because all you got to do is connect on to whichever one of the DXpeditions. And it's got a search at the top of the Echolink. Type in DXpedition. And it'll run down the page till it finds one, and then just connect to it and give you a call out there and tell them that you want to make contact with their setup. And they'd be excited to talk with you. As far as they're concerned, that's another contact.
A lot of the nodes that are listed over on the left side will sit there and say there's 3 people out of 50 slots available, and that let you know that there's 3 people on there, 3 people you might be able to talk to. But sometimes some of those 3 people are like, if I go on to, what was the one? Ham USA Ham, something like that.
Yep.
They're hooked into Do Drop In. And they're all hooked up to the Puget Sound boating deal. Or, they'll be hooked onto the Alaska Morning Net. So 3 of those people that are on there are whole nodes of 12 or 14 people each. So I'm hooked up into Do Drop In, it's hooked up to somebody else, and Mark could be on USA Ham, and he's hooked up, him and 7 other people, and they're hooked up to the Alaska Morning Net. Even though
Exactly.
we're on different links, we can talk to each other, and it only shows 2 links onto Alaska Morning Net, because one's the link I'm hooked up and one that Mark's hooked up. But there's 14 people on those 2 links. It's, it looks, it took a little time to sit there and figure out, well, where'd all these people come from? And it says there's only 2 people hooked up onto this thing. Oh, because that one's a whole node by itself, another node.
Yeah, it gets addictive after a while. You're sitting there and you think, I'm only going to do this for about 15 minutes, maybe a half hour. You look down and it's been a little over 2 hours on you.
Yep.
Because you get the wow, all the different contacts you can make around the world, all the different, like I said, you said, nets that you can catch into. The Alaska Morning Net is kind of fun. I like to hear how far out all the different ones that connect into it. That's how I started contacting in on Tuesdays before I ever get to this link up here. They've got one. They've got their usual Tuesday night club net up there in right out off the Baltic there. I think it's Kodiak Island, right there it's a little fishing village.
Not the Baltic, the Bering Sea.
I'm at the Bering Sea. That's right, Bering Sea, not the Baltic. Bering Sea, right out there, right on. It's a little fishing village, and they got about 20 or 25 members in that club, which surprised me they had that many. And they do a net every Tuesday night at 7 their time. So you got to back up and count where we are. And you just get on there and give you a call. And after a while, they know that you're Echolink, not calling by radio. And I do it periodically with them and connect with them. And they're glad to hear me when I come in. So there's a lot of different nets you can get onto, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of a DMR without bounds. I mean, they've got so much more stuff and crazy things you can hook to.
Well, if for all you diehard hams with radios, I mean, hey, you're doing FT8, that's digital mode, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're doing it with computers. So what's wrong with doing Echolink with computers? I mean, that's basically the same thing. You're just not actually physically doing a radio. But there is a radio repeater somewhere that you're connecting through on most of those links. So pretty cool.
Well, I have fun using my remote radio. Of course, it's not my radio. It's up in Michigan. But I made a contact earlier this week or I guess over the weekend, to a guy that was activating a park for Parks on the Air down at North Texas, just Denison, Texas. And he looked up my call sign and noticed I was in Oklahoma and thought, oh, that's not no biggie. He's just calling. And I sat there and gave him, told him that I had him 4/7 on a remote radio out of Michigan. He goes, Michigan? What the? And it's like, well, you took the long way to get here, didn't you? And I said, yeah, the internet makes a real long mic cord.
Yeah.
And quite a few times I'll sit there and get a hold of somebody and go, you're using a remote radio. What the hell does that mean exactly? So I explain it to them and they're like, never heard, well, not that I never heard it, never really understood how all that worked. It's like, well, my computer and then the internet makes a long mic cord to fire up somebody's radio wherever it is, and then I get on the air from there. So even though I'm sitting here in Bethany, Oklahoma, I'm contacting you out of Southwest Michigan. They like that. It's very different for them.
Well, those remote radios, that's kind of cool how they can do that through the internet and connect to somebody's physical radio that they've got hooked up and where they are. I was excited today making that call to the North Pole by Echolink. Now I'm kind of curious to see if I can make a call to the South Pole.
So who do you think that North Pole folks were?
They probably had to be a scientist group or something up there, I would imagine. There's always
What was the call? What was the call?
WL7LP.
North Pole, Alaska. Oh no, he lives up there. He lives in North Pole, Alaska.
Which is just outside of Anchorage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not at the North Pole. He's in.
No, okay, that's what it was.
In North Pole, Alaska. Cool.
All right.
He's on the Alaska Morning Net website. Yeah.
I'd like to make a call, more calls and stuff on the Echolink to South America and see how far south I can go.
Yeah, I don't know what they have down there, or Antarctica. I wonder if there's anything hooked up.
I don't know. I just have to look and see if I can find something down there. Be kind of neat to try.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have lots of ham radio operators down there, and anymore you got to figure they've got internet connection while they're down there. So don't see why there wouldn't be a Echolink.
Yep.
Where's the try? Have to try that for next Tuesday.
There you go.
See what type of.
See how far south you can get.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. On the last night's DMR net, Billy, what's his name? Billy Cloud, I think it's W5LUO. They're teaching high school kids over there a class on amateur radio, and his first student in that class got his license Thursday, and the guy came out to Bill set up a system at the Lake Thunderbird, and they did Parks on the Air or something, whatever they were doing. But
Parks on the Air, I contacted him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
The kid that was with him made his first call, and the guy that answered, or whoever's first contact was on the USS Midway.
Oh my goodness.
So I guess that's docked up there in San Diego, but he thought it was cool to be talking to the ship all the way from Lake Thunderbird.
That's cool.
I'd like your first contact to be that. It's kind of downhill from there.
Yeah, but it get him excited to want to grow with amateur radio.
Yeah.
That's that leap forward.
Yep, that's all it takes. But yeah, so you talked to him, Lee. You talked to Bill out there.
Yeah.
Cool.
I saw Lake Thunderbird on the spotting page and sat there and said, "Okay, I'm calling from Michigan. I ought to be able to pick him up." And yep, I heard him, so I gave him a call and talked to him just a little bit. Gave him the little. Yeah, I'm actually in Bethany. I know exactly where. I asked him where he was on the lake, and he said he was over at Clear Lake or Clear Bay. And I said, "Yeah, I know right where you're at." He says, "Well, I know where Bethany's at too." So that was pretty. Between him and the guy down in Denison, it was pretty neat sitting there. And like I say, they're like, "You're taking a long way to get here."
Yep. But you're getting there, which is the cool thing.
Yeah. Just some of the games you can play on working all states and stuff like that. Some of the places don't accept remote radios, and if you're, what is it, the 3905 club, I think it is, that meets to try to get the working all states. They won't allow, or there's something.
Oh yeah.
They'll accept me.
Yeah.
They'll accept me as a contact, but I can't accept them. So, because I'm not, it's got to be within 50 miles of my home station. So, I mean, even if I was, I worked on the road and I took my radio with me and was in Amarillo and had it set up, I couldn't go in and make contacts for that 3905 club. And it's like, well, that sounds stupid. I'm still,
No, it's a contest and they don't.
It's part of the thing of doing radio is being able to take your radio where it's needed and make contacts.
Not for contests.
Well, it's not a contest.
Well, yeah, it is. You're getting paperwork. You're getting hardware. You're getting awards, man. That'd be cheating. Yeah, like if you move from Oklahoma to Wisconsin, you got to start your network all states all over again. You can keep, if you have it already, you can keep it, but you can't add the two together. I think 50 miles is the right answer. The right answer.
Well, that's the way they were with the ARL too.
Yep. That's all those contests are like that.
Yep.
When I moved from Texas to Oklahoma, I lost everything that I had down there. So I had to start over.
Well, that's important because, that's Texas. That doesn't count up here.
Whatever.
It's a separate country.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just ask anybody from there. That's a separate country. Ask my wife.
I thought you left, Wayne.
I'm always lurking.
That's pretty cool.
Gentlemen, I'm going to log off tonight.
All right.
Catch up with
See
you
ya,
later.
Mr. Ken. Take it easy.
Y'all be good. I'll see if I can't get an echo link for next week.
There you go. Let's try.
Hey, Ken, I want you to take some pictures in the daylight of your antenna setup out there.
What's that?
I'd like to see some pictures of your big 32-foot antenna setup out back.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll get it. Actually, I got one on the phone. Well, not a good one.
Okay, get us some pictures.
I'll send you one.
Okay.
Good night.
All right.
See
Later,
ya.
y'all.
Yeah, I think I want to say good night to everybody too.
All righty.
See you, Mr. Lee.
See you probably next weekend. Next week.
All right.
Yep. Good night, gentlemen.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Wayne, I'll contact you when I'm here. And we could get together on that antenna.
Yeah, no big hurry, just whenever.
Okay. I'll see you guys next week. Same time, same station.
We'll be here.
All right.
Okay. See ya.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
And then there were 4.
I'm working on the YouTube stuff, so I'm not looking at anything.
So I'm trying to download a new copy of my license from the ULS site.
It's easy if you know where to click.
Well, it just says reference copy. It has a watermark that says reference copy.
That's not.
It doesn't say official copy anymore.
No, you're just going the wrong spot. You gotta keep looking. Let's see.
I went in and I did a search for my call sign. It popped up my information. I did, and the only button there used to be a download button, but now it just says reference copy.
Yeah, that's.
There's a place you have to log in. You have to use your login to get to it.
Yeah. If you're not logged in, that's the first thing to do.
There's not even a place to log in.
Then you're at the wrong spot. Let me put this.
Fine.
Let me put this in the chat here. That should get you logged in. Oh, great. I hate this. There's 3. I got 3 different accounts for that silly bunch. Hey, I got it right, I think.
Oh yeah, cores.
Yep. You're a VE examiner. You should know this
I
from
know.
heart, man.
I know. I had ULS on the brain, so.
Yeah. It's change is hard, man. Change is hard. Let's see.
It's been a long day, and I'm getting older.
I just same way. I'm run over. I didn't do a darn thing and run over. I think. Let's see. Manage existing. Manage existing. What? Manage FRNs. Hey, there I am. Update view. Oh, this is really. This is my old one. Why do I have two? That's not good. This is an old address. Whoops.
I'm getting closer. I went to manage FRNs, and I can see mine and Donna's.
Yep.
Because I manage hers.
I think that's a good thing.
How come this got my old address on it?
That's what I was just looking for. Mine's got the old address too.
I put in a change of address. That's why I need a new license. In the call book, it's correct. So this must be.
Where did you put the change of address? You did. You probably didn't log in here. You probably changed it in QRZ.
No, I went into the FCC site and changed
Did you?
it. And just now, whenever I was in the ULS, I saw the administrative change.
Okay.
But I guess it did not change it on my FRN registration.
Oh, that's probably what mine did too.
So I need to change that.
That's probably what mine did too. I've usually never cared. Let's go back.
Yeah. Well, you can change your Social Security number in there, I guess.
Yep. Yep. Oh, view. That's it. No, is that it? No, that's not it. But that's the FRN. That's not the license.
Well, I didn't mean to detract from the conversation.
No, you're helping me.
So I just changed Donna's too. So I'm guessing ULS and FRN, although they're supposed to be the same thing, it appears that if you move and change your address, you got to go in both places.
Yeah, that's because that's the same thing I'm seeing. It's the exact same thing I'm seeing. But I can't see where to get my license.
Well, I hadn't found that yet either, other than that reference copy on the ULS.
Yeah, that's not it. Let's see.
So I registered my FRN on June 24th, 2000.
Now we're going to have to go look this one up. Let's see how to get a copy of your F. How to get. AM license. There we go. Let's see. One, go to this place. Copy link. I'll put it in the show notes, the comments. Go to that place is where they say.
That's the ULS. I think that's where I was.
There you go.
Interesting.
Now,
maybe instead of
oh
doing.
no, but that's reference copy. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not what we're wanting. No.
Well, let me try something different. Instead of searching for my call sign, I'll click where it says amateur first.
I think you got to log in because I think the only way you can get it. That's why they mandate that you have a real one. There you go, official copy. Okay, there's an official copy. Man, it's gonna have to go on the website when I'm done figuring this out because I'm not too smart. I won't remember this.
Hurricane Delta.
Okay, he says to go to the same spot.
Which one? The ULS?
That ULS. Then it says, do not put anything in there. At the top right of the page, say find the ULS and click on it. Top right of the page. Find the ULS and click on it.
Top right or top left?
Top right's what it says. Really? Do not put in a call sign. At the top right of the page says find the lot ULS and find the quote ULS and ULS.
Well, it's not top right, it's top left. It's
well, but that's in the trail.
yeah. That's the only place I see ULS.
Oh, bottom left is one. Let's try that one. Bottom left. Let's see if that's right. Ooh, that's different. There we go. Select File Online. There we go, right in the middle. Did you catch up to me on File Online?
No.
Okay, bottom left is ULS.
ULS, okay. ULS online filing.
Yeah, but just ULS. It's very bottom left. The bottom left has got the address.
Okay.
And right above the address is FCC wireless ULS. Click that ULS.
Okay. Well, if you do that, it's the same thing as clicking on the ULS up the top left.
Oh, okay. Because all right.
Okay.
Then go to in the very middle of the page. It says File Online.
Yeah.
Okay, go there. On
Okay.
the
Yeah.
up,
Okay. I recognize this now.
There you go.
This is where you put in your FRN and password.
Ah, okay.
And you click submit and nothing happens. There it goes. Download your official electronic authorizations now.
That's it. See, it was easy, man. That's a piece of cake. What's your problem?
Yeah, easy.
Holy crap. Two IT guys stumbling over this thing.
Well, it's not like they make it easy.
No, it's terrible.
Well, it says enter a call sign. I entered it and nothing's happening.
On the license page,
Yeah, I gotta add.
you'll see a green banner on the right. That's on the right hand side. You'll click on the word now.
Right, I did that, and you go
Okay.
to another page, and then you've actually got to highlight where
Oh,
it
there we
says
go.
HA and add it
Yep.
to the authorization to download.
I'm with you.
And then select that. And
I got mine.
the button that says download.
Got mine.
Let me see. I'm trying to download Donna. Let me see if this works.
Look at that.
Well, humdinger. There you go. Now I got to go back and see if I can get mine.
So that's 2 hours, Shotdale. I mean, we're good. Mine is expiring in 2023.
Oh, now I got to log out as Donna because she's not authorized to see mine.
Oh, of course not.
But I'm authorized to see hers.
No, you're not authorized. You're just stealing her credentials.
No, because I'm signed up as an administrator of her account.
No, you're stealing her credentials.
I don't steal. I acquire.
I probably have done this before, but I'm going to save this on my computer.
This FCC website must be on a 386.
I wouldn't doubt it. The user interface like this, how could it not be?
You can hear the Jeopardy music playing. KK5. Okay, here we go. That.
Yep, I'm going to step on out here.
All righty, man. Stab, did you get that thing finished, or did you find your parts, or everything good?
We bore you to death.
I think so. I got to hook it up and see if it actually works.
Good man. Good deal. Have a great week. See you later.
See ya.
See ya.
All right, now I got mine.